Autumn has a way of making the everyday feel so magical. There is a sweetness and a coziness to this season that is like no other. I have curated a list of our favorite fall family rituals that we love to do every single year. We do as many as we can. I'm just gonna share those with you today. I'm gonna give it all up. First, we're gonna head to the pumpkin patch because what's more autumnal than that? Then we are gonna go through this fall family favorites rituals list, and I think you may get a little bit of inspiration to enjoy this season even more.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in.
Although I often wish that autumn could last quite a bit longer than it does, I have resigned myself to understand that this is the way it's meant to be. We're meant to experience the magic for a short, fleeting time, and we're meant to really take notice of it when it's here.
Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.
We love to visit farms and pumpkin patches and apple orchards throughout the fall season. There is such joy wandering through rows of apple trees or fields of pumpkins, and it's such a sweet little family tradition to go apple picking or to go to the pumpkin patch and choose the pumpkins that you're gonna decorate your home with, or perhaps you're gonna bake with. Create pumpkin fairy houses together. This is one of our favorite crafts. Our children love scooping out the pumpkin seeds, and then I carve little windows and doors, and then they decorate them themselves with little twigs or moss and acorns. They are honestly the most whimsical, adorable little decorations to have around your house.
I'll follow only golden, golden.
Going for nature hikes at least a few times a week. I highly recommend this. It is absolutely magically gorgeous in the forest right now. There are so many vibrant colors. There is nothing like standing under an entirely red maple leaf tree. It is so absolutely stunning. So I highly recommend scheduling it in because I know life can get really busy, but ensuring that you are getting your family and yourselves, if you don't have children, you're getting yourself out to a forest at least a few times a week during this season. This is the best hiking season of all. It is so enjoyable. You will feel so much better when you get home. You will feel rejuvenated and re-energized. It just does so much good for the soul.
Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon.
Organize a lantern walk. This is one of my all-time favorite things that we have ever done. A couple of years ago, we organized a little community lantern walk. We all learned some new seasonal songs, and we got together to make our little lanterns from mason jars with tissue paper, and then we added tea lights to them. It was such a magical experience to walk through the forest together as the sun was setting and have the children carrying these little lanterns that were lighting the way. Have a weekly family baking day. We love to make pumpkin pie and apple crisp during this season. It is the beginning of our baking season in our home, and we absolutely love it. Your home will smell of cinnamon and nutmeg. I highly recommend that you prepare most of your ingredients beforehand. You can still let them do quite a bit of measuring, but if you have the bulk of the ingredients ready to go, it will make the process go a lot smoother. And I recommend embracing the mess. So what if flour goes on the table or all over the floor? You can grab a vacuum, you can clean it up after. This is meant to be a joyful experience. Put on some wonderful seasonal music and have some fun baking together. Make beeswax candles candles together and spend a cozy evening reading by candlelight. I love this one, and this is something that we do throughout the fall and winter months. Making beeswax candles, you can just actually buy one of those little kits. I can link that in the description for you as well. Our children love this activity. They take such pride in making their own candles. Once again, your house smells amazing. We only ever burn beeswax candles because they are actually the cleanest to burn, and often they can even filter your air. So I highly recommend looking for 100% pure beeswax candles. This is such a fun activity because you can read something like Little Women or Little House on the Prairie. You are doing exactly what they would have been doing at the time, reading by candlelight, cozied up together under warm blankets. Collect a variety of fallen leaves and preserve them in beeswax. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The first year that we did this, I was a little bit intimidated. I'll leave a link for some beeswax in the description, but essentially you are just melting some beeswax pellets. Then you can assist your child in dipping the leaves into beeswax and putting them on some parchment paper till they dry. Of course, the beeswax is incredibly hot, so your child will have to be very careful, and you'll obviously be supervising. You can make a beautiful leaf garland. It's such a beautiful, simple way to bring the season indoors, and then your house smells amazing because of the beeswax. And also, it's a more earth-friendly way to decorate your home. Rake leaves into a giant pile and let everyone jump in. This one's for adults too. We all have that inner child, and it is so much fun for us as adults to also join in on these fun activities. Jump in the leaf pile. It's always pure joy when you do something like that, and it's guaranteed to get some giggles out of your children as well. Our children love to carry little nature pouches so that they can bring home lots of little treasures like fallen leaves or acorns or pine cones. And then we set up a little nature table in our house. And a nature table is very simple. It's just bringing some of the outdoors inside. It's actually a very Waldorf inspired practice. And I love to do it because it is a beautiful reminder of the season that we're in, and it helps us to remember the beauty that is surrounding us at all times in nature. Because we can of course get a little bit disconnected from that when we're in our home for a lot of the day, or at school or at work. If you're into a little bit of the spooky season as well throughout fall, we make magic potions. That's where those lovely nature treasures come in handy from your hikes, because you can make magic potions out of anything. You can use pine needles or pine cones or fallen leaves or some dried flowers. It can be really fun to make magic potions together if you have a little mud kitchen in your backyard, or if you even want to just do it at a local park if you don't have the outdoor space. But it is definitely something I recommend for outside. If you'd like more ideas, I've actually created a free guide of 10 meaningful family rituals for every season that you'll find linked in the description. We are a book-loving family, and I would be remiss if I didn't include some seasonal books on this list for you. I think as mamas, we always appreciate some great book recommendations because you can never have enough books when you have children. It's such an exciting time for reading to them. I want to tell you about this amazing series. These books are all inspired by L.M. Montgomery's Anne of Green Gables, but they are so sweetly packaged in a way that is a lot more like young child friendly. This is such a good time for this series. Any child can enjoy Anne of Green Gables. She is a classic, and the stories are incredible. And look at the illustrations. I mean, it is just so beautifully illustrated. I can't recommend these enough. They're really one of our favorite series of books. I'm just going to read an excerpt of chapter 1 from Anne's school days. Everyone loved autumn in Avonlea, especially Anne of Green Gables. "What a splendid day," said Anne to Diana Barry as they walked to school. "Isn't it good to be alive on a day like this?" And this is the type of zest for life that I just want my children to have at all times. And I think it's such a beautiful example of that. I think there is no better example of that than Anne Shirley. I can't recommend this series enough. It's incredible. While we were out at a bookstore a couple of weeks ago, I found this amazing book that was not at our local library. I had tried to get it before, Fletcher and the Falling Leaves. It is such a beautifully illustrated book as well. And it's about this little fox who has found a tree that he loves dearly, and he doesn't want it to go anywhere, of course. The leaves start falling. Fletcher is very perplexed as to what is happening to his tree. It is such a beautiful story. I highly, highly recommend this one. This one we took out from the library this fall, and we absolutely love it. It's called Apple Cider Making Days. In this story, a brother and sister, Alex and Abigail, join their family, their extended family, aunts and cousins, on Grandpa's apple farm to help make apple cider. It's so beautifully illustrated, and it's such a lovely story, and it's also based on a true story. And I just wanted to mention a few books that I personally love to read at this time of year that you may benefit from. I love to read the classics this time of year. Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, Jane Austen, obviously. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte is also an amazing book to read this time of year. Little Women, Anne of Green Gables for your more wholesome, beautiful content. If you are a fan of Practical Magic, the movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, this is the prequel. It's called Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, and it is the prequel to Practical Magic, which she also wrote. So I'm going to be digging into this cozy read, and I will let you know how it is. I've heard really good things, so this might be something you want to check out right now. Another one that was recommended to me is The Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan. This is a wonderful novel about a single mother, and I know that it's a story of resilience. From what I understand, Jenny Colgan is a very funny, witty writer, and it's really such a great, cozy read for this season. Thank you for spending this cozy autumn day with us. I would love to know, what is a fall ritual that brings you joy? Share with us in the comments. I'm always so inspired by your ideas. I hope this season brings you comfort, coziness, and a little bit of magic.